Uruguay, a model agro-industrial country. Each year, Uruguayan production feeds 28 million people around the globe. This is made possible thanks to innovations in technology and production carried out based on a sound strategy of sustainable production intensification. These technological innovations include new plant varieties produced through genetic engineering. What is a genetically modified plant? A genetically modified plant is a plant organism to which one or more genes from a different organism have been added through genetic engineering in order to produce industrially relevant proteins or improve certain traits, such as resistance to pests and diseases, nutritional quality or tolerance to herbicides, frost or droughts, among others. This technique is a branch of biotechnology, just like other selection and conventional breeding techniques. The National Biosafety System promotes the usefulness of this technology as a complement to conventional breeding techniques. This enables Uruguayan producers to have safe access to the latest biotechnological innovations. The incorporation of these materials is carried out both safely and responsibly thanks to the work of the National Biosafety System. The National Biosafety System analyzes and assesses possible risks associated with the introduction of genetically modified plants, taking into account the environment and the conservation of natural resources, and promoting and protecting human and animal health, as well as sustainable productive development. When authorization is requested to introduce genetically modified material into the country, the system applies an internationally accepted methodology for determining whether or not and under which conditions authorization is granted. This methodology is known as risk analysis and is applied on a case-by-case basis. How is the system structured? The competent authority is the National Biosafety Cabinet, GNBio, formed by the Ministries of Livestock, Agriculture and Fisheries, Public Health, Housing, Territorial Planning and Environment, Economy and Finance, Industry, Energy and Mining, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Its task is to define national biosafety policies regarding genetically modified plant organisms and to authorize or deny requests for introducing genetically modified plant material. This process is carried out by the Risk Management Commission, CGR, formed by delegates of each of the 6 ministries. Scientific technical analysis of the risk assessment is carried out independently by the Risk Assessment on Biosafety Instance, ERB, which has a coordinator and works with a multidisciplinary network of national and international experts. This office coordinates with the Institutional Coordination Committee, CAI, an auxiliary organ integrated by delegates from 9 institutions. These institutions provide scientific experts who, according to the field, participate in ad hoc groups that study all aspects related to the environment and human and animal health. The Technical Secretariat of the National Biosafety System is at the Biosafety Office of the Ministry of Livestock, Agriculture and Fisheries. How does the authorization process for genetically modified plants work in Uruguay? First, a company or institution must submit an authorization request for introducing a genetically modified plant into the country. Next, the general public is informed of this request through the website. The Risk Management Commission then creates a reference framework based on each specific case and sends it to the Risk Assessment on Biosafety Instance, the ERB. The ERB coordinates the analysis of this information through the Institutional Coordination Committee and the ad hoc groups, which work together as a scientific technical network that meticulously analyzes each and every aspect related to food and environmental safety. After this analysis is carried out, the Risk Assessment on Biosafety Instance, the ERB, delivers a scientific technical report to the Risk Management Commission. The Commission then carries out a public consultation process where members of the general public are invited to participate over a period of 30 days, after which their comments are processed. At this stage, the Risk Management Commission will write a final advisory report based on the scientific technical aspects, the comments of the general public, and political, legal, and socioeconomic considerations. This advisory report is sent to the National Biosafety Cabinet. The National Biosafety Cabinet analyzes the report and is responsible for the final decision of authorizing or rejecting the genetically modified plant in question. Finally, both the requesting company or institution and the general public are informed of the decision. It is important to note that in the case of authorizations for field trials and the production of seeds destined for exportation, which require the application of a biosafety protocol, there is a sound system in place for the monitoring, traceability, and controlling of biosafety protocols. Furthermore, in Uruguay, genetically modified plants undergo strict regulatory procedures through the National Biosafety System, as opposed to plants produced using conventional breeding techniques. The National Biosafety System is responsible for the decisions taken and thus acts within a framework of ethics and transparency, foresight and long-term analysis, human capital and continuous training, research, development and innovation as permanent tools, and participation and dialogue with all sectors involved and the public as a whole. Uruguay has sound, reliable institutionality continuously strengthened. We are committed to working for the good of the country, the National Biosafety System, making sustainable biotechnology a possibility for Uruguay.